themselves about what they did here. So don't forget
What a
this.
stupid ass statement. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, guys, let me tell you guys, this is my take about this. I am so mad right now, chat. I can't watch this anymore.
Well guys, today's video was not on this week's planner. Every now and then I will get a response to a video I make that is so unbelievably stupid that I feel compelled to make a response to that response. Who would have thunk a commentary YouTuber that likes to have the last word? Now generally, when I get these response videos, the person making the response video or the person responding to me is the person who was the subject matter of the video they're talking about. Today though, it's a little bit different. Last week I made a video about a streaming situation where a woman walked up to a mentally ill woman, convinced her to jump into a river, and then ran away giggling with her friends as the woman pleaded for help, saying she was going to drown. A situation that I thought would be pretty well agreed upon to be not such a good thing to do. However, earlier today, I learned that that is apparently not the case, as xQc tore my video apart while live streaming. Now before today, I had a very neutral opinion about xQc. I had basically zero exposure to the guy. Literally the only thing I could tell you about xQc is that there are videos of him on YouTube where people can't understand what he's saying. That's it. Shout out to a Cheeto for DMing me on Twitter when this was happening. Otherwise, I would have had absolutely no idea. But after seeing what he has to say about my video, I can understand why some people don't really like him. And that's not just because he's talking crap about my video, I promise, okay? But this is going to be kind of a long one, so I'm going to stop rambling. But xQc, Felix, can I call you that? If you happen to watch this video, I have one request. Just stop talking for a moment, okay? I'm gonna get into this a lot more later, don't worry, but you seem to have a bit of an issue with just listening, which is pretty ironic considering a lot of the stuff you said during this. But that's all I ask, okay? Just stop talking and listen, because you make yourself look kind of stupid when you don't, all right? Let's begin. Please subscribe. So for the first couple of minutes of him navigating my video, he's looking for what he's calling the context of this situation. He starts whining before I even think he's realized he's watching a commentary video, because he's looking for what happened at the beginning of the clip. So what does he do? Well, he skips to the end. Pretty crazy technique. It didn't really work out for him, but he did figure it out in the end.
Can we just get the context? Like, why is it so hard to just put the context in these videos? Get right here.
Yeah, do you want to have a play date?
You want to jump in with me?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do it with you.
I'd rather go skinny dipping with you if I'm being honest.
Yeah, let's do it.
Really?
Yeah. You want to?
You want a skinny dip?
Yeah. Are you really going to do it? I'll do it.
Oh yeah, I'll
do
see.
it.
Yeah, you want a skinny dip?
Yeah.
Deadass?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, this is kind of brain dead of a scenario. And I get it from hindsight. If the person is mentally ill, I'm gonna give it a buck. My read on this, the person's doing some like some banter around jumping, and they look pretty confident in their language and body language. This is you're in a blind scenario.
Chad, like, they're all saying you're sexy and shit.
So one thing that you'll notice
You're in a
right
blind
away,
scenario here.
Okay, so if you haven't watched the original video, I would recommend giving it a watch. Not even necessarily my video on it, just this clip so you can kind of understand what this situation is. Because Felix talks a lot about hindsight during this video. It's basically what he hangs his entire argument on, and I would like to address immediately why that makes literally no sense whatsoever. You can see he's already talking about it here, saying they're in a blind situation. His entire thing here is that he's saying people on the internet are being righteous and are trying to say this is so bad because they have the power of hindsight. The audience has the information that the woman's mentally ill, so they can say this isn't a good thing to do. That's pretty much what he's saying boils down to. Unfortunately for Felix, however, this is the dumbest shit that's ever come out of a human's mouth. Hindsight has nothing to do with this. There hasn't been some sort of official statement from the fire department that rescued this woman, or the paramedics that checked on her, or anything like that saying this woman is mentally ill. There was nothing like that caused the internet to turn around and say, whoa, Natalie, it was okay before, but now that we know this woman's mentally ill, you shouldn't have convinced her to jump in that river. That's not what's happening here. The audience is watching this situation go down in basically real time through what are essentially the eyes of Natalie. The people who are watching this live really were watching it in real time. We have no outside information other than what was seen on stream. So why are people calling this woman mentally ill? Well, because normally, most people can kind of sense when something is a little bit off. When someone's drunk, you can generally tell. When somebody's on drugs, you can generally tell. And when somebody's mental illness is affecting the way they interact with people, you can generally tell. Which is why the people who were watching this go down in real time were saying to Natalie in her chat, this woman is mentally ill. You shouldn't do this. This is bullying. This is wrong. Felix, if you need hindsight to understand why this is bad, why were people in the chat calling it out before anything had even happened? It's because any fucking individual in this situation or watching this situation immediately clocks this woman is mentally ill or just out of it in some sort of sense. Don't bullshit me. Don't try and say that all the commentary channels or all the people getting mad about this are trying to ride some sort of high horse because they have hindsight. Hindsight requires new information to be discovered. You can't say it's a situation of hindsight when all of the information that was available when this was happening is still all the information available. Natalie knew this woman was mentally ill. If you don't believe that, you are stupid. There's no way around that. More and more obvious with every single passing second of this live stream is that everybody involved here, not just Natalie, but she is the worst offender, has the personality.
Yeah, look at her. Look at, dude, I know what you're seeing. Like, what if I had an interaction with you and then something happened and you would say, yep, look at him. Yep. No, yeah, no, okay. I mean, dude, look, dude. Yep. That's a no, yep. Oh no, definitely. Dude, like what?
Okay, so there's either one of two things going on here. Either we are seeing in real time the effects of spending 12 hours a day on Twitch every day for years finally catch up to a live specimen, and Felix is forgetting what actual social interaction feels like, or he just wants to defend this girl for some unknown reason because there's absolutely no shot that he thinks this woman is behaving completely normally and he would think nothing of it if he encountered this person in real life. Okay, so if you can't hear her whispering, she said she's gonna get scammed, and then she said you'll jump in and then I'll ditch you. Just keep those two things in mind, okay? Because they're going to become pretty relevant pretty soon. In a couple of minutes, Natalie here,
yeah,
the woman
okay.
with the mind of a child.
Yeah, but, okay. This YouTube commentator, okay, I'm gonna give it a bug. That's not what's wrong here, okay? The wrong isn't the fact that you're gonna scam somebody out of a jump because you didn't do it yourself. That's not what the thing that's wrong here. Like,
is gonna start to be like, oh shit, I forgot. Okay, so this is where we really start to get into where I was talking about how this guy can't listen to save his life. In my original video, I was talking about how you should keep in mind that this girl said I'm gonna scam her by not giving her money when she jumps in, because later this is going to highlight how back and forth she is and how unreliable of a narrator she is, basically serving as evidence that you shouldn't really trust anything this girl says. Somehow, before I even finish my sentence, xQc decides that he knows what I'm saying, cuts me off, and says that he needs to keep it a buck, and points out that Natalie saying she's gonna scam this woman is not what's wrong here, insinuating that that's what I'm saying is the main problem with this video, I guess? I don't really know. Hey, you should follow me on Instagram and Twitter because, wow, I mean, there's so many reasons, I really just can't pick one, so just do it, okay?
Because whether they jump or not doesn't affect the outcome of the scenario or its severity in any way, shape, or form. That's like, what?
Else about what they did here. So don't forget
What a stupid ass take.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what the fuck this guy is saying here. I'm assuming he's saying something along the lines of whether or not this woman jumps doesn't actually have an effect on how bad this is, which, like, yeah, it absolutely does. Whether or not you talk somebody into doing something dangerous or not is definitely a relevant piece of information. I don't understand what he's saying.
I don't say we're gonna do anything. We're just jumping in naked.
I know, but you said you want to see me with my clothes off.
Whether the other girl jumps or not, does it help? Does it harm? Does it change the outcome? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do shit. Like the scam in this instance, yeah, it's just being a shitty person, but doesn't do anything. What?
Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm following now. So he thinks that I'm hung up on the fact that Natalie didn't jump. I'm not. Maybe if you just listen to what the fuck I said, Felix, you would understand that. This guy's going to address the commentary community later, saying that commentary YouTubers don't analyze the situation enough and they don't get all of the information, as this guy is going on a completely irrelevant rant because he did not listen for all of the information. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, because now I understand that this person has now been seen as somebody who can't swim and has some sort of mental problem. Therefore, I will have the better take about this because one, I wasn't there, don't have the info, and at the time could have no way, shape, or I could have known this, but now I know. So hey, don't do that, guys. Ha ha ha! Dude, these people are so cringe. Commentary YouTubes have fallen off the fucking. They have fallen off so hard, it's unbelievable, dude. So out of content, so disingenuous, weirdos, dude.
I understand
oh
where
my
people are coming
God,
from.
man.
Okay, Felix, I'm gonna loop back around to what I was kind of making a joke about earlier, but now I'm starting to think that it might actually be the explanation. No funny stuff here, genuine question. Have you talked to like a real person in the last few years? Obviously, you have your friends and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. Have you gone outside and just socialized with random people? Because I feel that there's a disconnect here that's only affecting you, man. This woman is clearly not fully understanding the situation. Something is off. She's not understanding this situation. She's not understanding half the things that Natalie is saying to her. I mean, you can see that, right? You can tell by the way she's responding and the way this conversation is going that something is wrong, right? I'm telling you, the outrage over this has nothing to do with context or hindsight or anything like that. Natalie knew what she was doing, and she took advantage of this person that she could take advantage of. This has nothing to do with her screaming for help at the end of the video. Does that make it worse? Yes, but you don't need that to know that something's wrong here, which is why so many people were mentioning it while Natalie was streaming before anything had even happened. You can go back and watch Natalie's VOD right now, she hasn't deleted it. Before this woman had jumped in the water or anything, people in the chat are saying, why are you messing with a mentally ill woman? I don't know if you're just playing stupid, Felix, or if this is rage bait or what it is, but it seems like you're the only person who's not understanding why this is bad.
Imagine attacking my analytics or theirs, like it's what I mean by falling off. Being a commentary YouTuber is that you commentate through analysis and actually putting in the work. If you do this rage bait, you fell off. You could be getting 20 million views, 100 million views per video. You still fell off. That's just what it is. Your methods are against the very basis of what you do. That's falling off.
Okay, so here's where he starts to talk about how commentary YouTube is falling off because nobody analyzes videos correctly, I guess. You can't just say that because you don't like the way a person analyzed a video. Because Felix, it seems like your analysis of this video is that there was no way for Natalie to know this woman shouldn't have jumped in the water. But unfortunately for you, you are the only person who comes to that conclusion when watching this video. So you can say you don't like the analysis, or you can say there's no analysis done, but you're only saying that because it doesn't match your thoughts about this video.
I'm not defending anybody's behavior. I'm calling out people for making things worse on purpose and knowing it. Knowingly, and even they know for a fact that they're out of their depth with this one, but they know they'll get away with it because of fucking dumbass outrage internet. They know, dude. They know they'll get out of it. It's fucking weird, dude. It's weird.
Okay, so honestly, I genuinely have no idea what he's talking about here. People calling out a streamer for degenerate behavior is making the situation worse somehow, not going on stream in front of thousands of people and defending it. That's an insane take. That's wild. And people are out of their depth. There's no depth to be out of here. It's a streamer bullying a mentally ill woman for content. It's a pretty fucking cut and dry situation, man.
Guys, this is just brain dead behavior, like across the board. Actually brain dead. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yup, this is some evil person committing murder. It is. Guys, let me tell you guys, this is my take about this. I, as the commentator, I am outraged about this situation. This blonde girl, this is some alleged attempted murder. Don't ever do this, chat. Guys, don't ever do anything like this. This is despicable. This riles up my gears, chat. Fudge this person. I am so mad right now, chat. I can't watch this anymore.
Felix, I'm not really sure how to respond to this one. You kind of hit the nail on the head, I guess. I will go on record saying that I do not support people exploiting mentally ill people for live streaming content. I will also say that I don't support going around looking for mentally vulnerable people and trying to convince them to do dangerous things so people on the internet can point and laugh. What's your point here, bud? Let me get this straight. You're saying that it's brain-dead behavior to think that a video where a bunch of grown adults go convince a woman to jump into a river and then point, laugh, and film as she screams for help and says she's drowning is despicable and should not be repeated? Yeah, man, I can't follow that line of thinking, I'm sorry. Because that's what you're saying. You're mocking people saying that they don't want to watch this or they don't think people should do this or that it's terrible. That's fucking insane, man. You might need some help. So this is pretty much where he clicks away from my video and goes back to Critical's video on the situation, but there's still a few things after that I want to address.
Stupid. It's
not
a
that she
terrible,
can't swim,
terrible,
it's
terrible.
that you're not allowed to swim there.
Okay. They're not allowed to swim there. Gotcha. So it's brain dead, ignorant, and irresponsible to do that, or to tell me to do that, right? Is that something you think they know? Do they know? If they don't know, still bad. If they know, much worse. Much worse. Do they know? Excuse. But is that something that they know in their analysis? No! They would have brought it up as part of the analysis as a commentary YouTuber if they actually cared to do that shit. They don't! They just assume. I don't like it, chat.
Okay, so I wanted to throw this in and I actually just went and watched Critical's entire video on this just so I could confidently make this point. Neither of us said anything about them not being allowed to swim off this dock. Does that make it objectively worse? Yeah, sure. But neither video mentioned anything about these people not being allowed to swim. So Felix, in a video where he is whining about people not doing enough research and getting things wrong and assuming, gets a donation about saying that it's not about this, it's about them not being able to swim there, and immediately assumes that both videos included something about them not being allowed to swim there, without the videos providing any evidence of that being true, when there was no mention of such a thing in either video. I mean, I'm gonna level with you, Felix. This is a terrible look. Really bad first impression. You are saying you shouldn't do this and it's really bad to do this, and then like 5 seconds later, you are guilty of doing that thing. Come on, man.
Okay. Oh, the girl was disabled. Oh, from hindsight, you know that? Oh, you stupid. You know what? I'm not gonna call you names because you might be kind of a. So I will abstain because if from hindsight you tell me, oh, I'm actually a. Well, now I'm wrong. So I'm not gonna call you out. My bad. I will abstain from calling out any names in the case you're kind of a retard. I'm kind of cooking with this one.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I think it really goes to show just how far gone this guy is. First of all, yeah, you should probably not go walking around doing this to anybody, regardless if they're mentally ill or not. You should, in fact, treat the people around you like human beings instead of pawns for your live streaming content. Absolutely. But again, going back to this whole hindsight argument he's really holding on to, I don't know if he's being genuine or not, I really can't tell, but I'm starting to think he really does not understand how or why people are able to watch this clip and know that something is off about this interaction. For him to do this whole bit about not being able to say or do anything to a person in the case that they might be mentally unwell or something, which is not exactly what he said, but you know what I mean, makes me think that he might actually be so devoid of real human interaction that he genuinely thinks that it would be impossible to pick up on something like this through conversation. I can't think of any other explanation as to why he doesn't understand this. I truly don't get it. Well, guys, what do you think? Do you understand this guy's take? Because if you do, please feel free to try and explain it to me because I am really having some trouble. I mean, seriously, I can't wrap my head around any part of it. Not understanding why people are mad about this, thinking that it's somehow bad to call out this behavior, all of the crazy claims about people not doing enough research or analyzing the situation correctly, only to turn around and do that exact thing yourself. This collectively might honestly be the worst take ever. It's gonna be pretty hard to top this. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.